What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. This is I was gonna say a sports talk, but this Saturday, sports talk Saturday, right? No, we gotta
get a name for it. We gotta get a name for it.
Yeah. We definitely do for the Saturday show. Anyway, yeah.
Let's call it talking shit about everybody show.
Yeah.
We don't discriminate on Saturdays. We talk shit about everybody on Saturday. I don't care what sport you are.
No holds barred on Saturday, then, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody week was good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm going through testing the mind. Hey, look. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead. We're gonna start with the NFL and stuff, then, right? Because what's the guy? Aaron Rodgers. He might be going to the Vikings. They got I don't know, man. In my opinion, though, I'm not really with what Aaron Rodgers showed me at the Jets. I really wouldn't be interested in Aaron Rodgers, man, and letting this dude hold my team hostage. What y'all feel about, if not the Aaron Rodgers situation, but some of these other free agents signings and moves going on?
Yeah, to me, you know what the Aaron Rodgers deal is? It really doesn't have anything to do about Aaron Rodgers' talent. The problem is there's nobody out there better. Okay? Yeah. The other teams are already picking up the better quarterbacks. So if you got a halfway, like let's say Pittsburgh, for instance, they have these wide receivers, they got the running back, they just don't have anybody to throw it to them. Okay? Mm-hmm. Aaron Rodgers will be the best pickup now because there's nobody out there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And somebody like Pittsburgh don't want to bring a rookie in that they know they're not going to get a high rookie pick for. I mean, a high draft pick to get.
Mm-hmm.
So Rodgers fulfills a need, even though you don't know how he's going to play.
It's like a gamble then.
Right.
It's more so
but
of a
he has
gamble.
the best odds. He has the best odds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What you think about, though, Tom, if the Steelers, because I know the Steelers are looking at him too.
Yeah, the Steelers looking at him because, you know, they just traded for DK Metcalf and gave him all that bread. So they definitely want a quarterback in there that can give him the ball. You know what I'm saying? And they got him and Pickens over there. You know, they two guys, man. For them to be effective and them to help the team, you gotta get somebody to give them the ball. So I ain't a Rodgers fan, but just like man just said, man, you know, man, you can get him up there. And his numbers weren't bad. The more thing with Rodgers is that diva attitude, man. And I think Coach T will keep that in check.
You think so?
Yeah, I think Coach T will keep that in check. I think the respect he has for Coach T, that he wouldn't do some of the things he was doing with Robert Saleh. You know what I mean? When Robert Saleh was there early part of the year with the Jets and stuff like that. To me, it looked like he was, you know, he showed Robert Saleh out a time or two. I don't think he'll do that to Coach T.
I hope not. I hope he wouldn't do that up there in Pittsburgh.
I don't think he'd do that, Coach T.
Yeah, I don't know. Aaron Rodgers, he walked to the beat of his own drum.
Yeah.
So I think it'll get a little dicey. Now, don't get me wrong, Tomlin won't stand for it, but I think they could possibly clash.
Yeah.
Because Aaron thinks he's an alpha. He really does. But when I'm surprised, huh?
I think he thinks he's above reproach, man.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So I'm surprised that Pittsburgh is moving off of Russell, being as though they brought DK there.
I know.
DK Metcalf. You would think that, I don't know what their numbers was like, Russell's last year in Seattle, but DK was playing with him, so I would probably try to reunite them two because you would have some chemistry there. I'm shocked they just shutting the door on Russell.
So I don't know what the deal is with that. But and what's the Justin Fields? He up in New York with the Jets now.
Yeah.
He reuniting with that receiver that he played with Ohio State. What's his name? The receiver,
the best receiver on the Jets. Hall.
Right.
Hall.
What's his name?
Hall.
No, I don't think that's his name.
Yeah.
There's something with a G. Is it Gardner or something? I can't think his name. But yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The best young boy they got. Because it's only like his second or third year coming up. Just like his third season coming up. Yeah. And him and Justin played together at Ohio State.
Oh, Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So they reuniting. Yeah.
So yeah, it really did surprise me though that when the Steelers let, you know what I mean, let Russell Wilson, especially like what man says, really not a whole lot out there.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so and you went and got Metcalf. You need a veteran quarterback if you're gonna make a push. You know what I mean? You don't have time really to develop a rookie receiver, especially if you Mike Tomlin. He to the point now where he got to do more than just have a winning record. That's not for them. That's like, you know what I mean?
Now look at Russ and them former team. Now look what Seattle done did. Seattle done traded Geno because the word was Geno wanted something like $40 million a year.
Yeah.
And they traded him, but then they went and got the dude from Minnesota, Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold.
And they got Cooper Kupp.
Yep. They just signed Cooper Kupp.
They got Cooper Kupp too. So a lot of people might say they upgraded in both positions. A lot of people might say upgraded in the receiver and the quarterback position.
So you think Sam Darnold is better than Geno?
No.
Yeah.
I think he's had a better year. I don't think he's like a better quarterback. I just think he had a better year.
Yeah.
But, you know what I'm saying? And then you know what? It's kind of like the deal he got. I thought his deal would be a lot more lucrative than what it was.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Considering the year he came off of, but his last two games wasn't that good. His last two games wasn't that good. And I think that hurt him.
Hurt him.
Yeah.
Cost him.
Yeah, right. It did.
You know what I mean?
It did cost him. Yep.
Yeah, that really hurt Sam Darnold. Yeah.
But he still won 14 games or something like that. He had a hell of a year, man. He had a hell of a year.
Yeah. That's like, cause just imagine the money he would have got though if he could have finished the season strong, you know what I mean? Stronger than what he finished it. He was up for he was looking at like 50 mil.
Yeah, but he got like $100 million. But I think of that, what is it, like 40 guaranteed or something like that? It wasn't a lot guaranteed, maybe 60 guaranteed for the 3 years or something. But I think he'd have got like maybe like a bigger deal. But he's still young, so he still got time to earn another big contract because he's still young.
Yeah. So so man, I mean, I don't know. I think now, who y'all think Aaron Rodgers would be a better fit with the Vikings, or he'll be a better fit with Pittsburgh?
To me, Pittsburgh.
I would say Pittsburgh. I'm a Steelers fan, but we still got Jefferson up there, you know, with Minnesota, so he still got a target. You know, people argue about him being the best receiver in the league. You know what I'm saying? So, but I would say Pittsburgh mainly because I think they need him more.
Yeah, and they have, you know, I think Pittsburgh have more pieces around Aaron, whereas though, you know, I think Aaron will be able to operate better, hit that ground running, you know, faster. What's up, Clay?
Well, his word is that it's no guarantee they're gonna keep Pickens.
Yeah.
It's talk that the Steelers might deal him. So you won't necessarily have Metcalf and Pickens together.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, it's conversation around that. So I think Aaron might fit better with Minnesota only because he comes from that division.
Okay.
He played in that division at Green Bay, so he knows that division well.
Hey, look, he really be working out Brett Favre playbook then, won't he?
Yeah, he would. Yeah, he would.
He really work out playbook then.
Yep. Plus, I don't know this coordinator for Pittsburgh, Arthur. What's his name, Tunk?
Arthur Smith, I think his name is.
Arthur Smith. Yeah.
He's the one that was a head coach down in Atlanta.
Yeah, he was also in Tennessee at one time, right?
Okay, yeah. I think so.
So I don't know about him yet. The jury's still out with him. Even though Pittsburgh had a solid year, but this guy in Minnesota, I mean, they doing their thing. You know, anytime you get Sam Darnold to come over and he had the kind of year that he had, I think that Aaron might fit better in Minnesota, especially with Jefferson and them guys.
In Minnesota, so let me ask you guys this. No matter where Aaron Rodgers end up, you think this is last season?
It depends on how it turns out. If it's a bust like it was in the Jets, then yes, I think this would be his last season. But if he can get that team to like into deep into the playoffs, I think he may run another one back.
Yeah.
Because Minnesota still got that young boy JJ McCarthy. That they drafted from Michigan.
And that's what they're waiting for. They're waiting for him.
Right. That's what they are waiting on. They're waiting for him to get healthy and things like that. So that's why I asked. You know what I mean? Because if Aaron Rodgers go there and play well, then what? You cut him loose and tell JJ come on and take the reins, or you let Aaron play out another season or so.
Yeah.
Well, we gotta see. That's if Minnesota even signed Aaron. So actually Aaron Rodgers got offered, from my understanding, the Giants then offered him a good contract and big money. But he's holding out because he wants to go to Minnesota.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Well, I think Russell Wilson may go to the Giants.
I heard that too, man. I heard he might. I heard he was supposed to go visit with him. But if they draft, because they drafted high in the draft, they talking about they might draft Cam Ward. So if they draft Cam Ward and Aaron Rodgers, I know it's just money on paper, but I wouldn't sign Aaron Rodgers to no more than a 1 or 2 year deal, maybe a 2 year deal. You know what I mean? If I'm the Giants, especially if they draft a quarterback.
Yeah. See, I don't know the length of the contract. They just said they offered him a lot of money, but it might just be for a 1 year deal or 2 year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's what, according to the insiders.
With Russell Wilson, I'm wondering, since Pittsburgh let him go, like what? How much gas y'all think he got left in the tank?
I think he got
but it gotta be right situation for him.
Yep.
Right. It gotta be the right situation for him.
But I mean, because I think Pittsburgh was the best situation he could have been in, though.
But the people that's looking at Russell, not necessarily looking at Russell to be, how can I say, a playoff caliber quarterback. Russell, because if he was, Pittsburgh would have kept him. You know what I'm saying? The teams like the Giants and somebody, they just looking at Russell probably just to keep them relevant in the situation until they get somebody better.
Like a bridge, you know what I'm saying? Like a bridge to to a younger guy.
Yeah.
They say Russ a free agent. Justin was a free agent, and the way things look, at the Steelers ain't even looking to re-sign Russ. Maybe they let them see what's out there, test the open market or whatever, and then come back and talk to us after you see what the market, dictates your worth or whatever.
Yeah.
But the thing with Aaron Rodgers, his numbers, if you look at his numbers last year in the Jets, his numbers don't look bad, but you got to factor in, when did those touchdowns and stuff happen? Was it when the games were out of hand? You know what I'm saying? Garbage minutes, garbage plays, things like that. Or was they at a time where they was really making a difference?
Right. Yeah. I remember the Cincinnati game. It came down the stretch. They went an all-out blitz on Russell. And Russell dropped back and threw that thing in the bucket to Pickens. That kind of gave him the lead late in the game. He had some significant touchdown passes in crucial moments last year. He did.
Yeah, but I was talking about Aaron Rodgers with the Jets. But you
were saying Aaron Rodgers. Oh, okay, I thought you were talking
about Russ. And that's one of the reasons they said the difference between him and Justin. Justin wouldn't throw that ball up.
Right.
Would. You know what I'm saying? Russ would.
Yeah. And so before we get off of football, let me ask y'all this, right? Did y'all hear about the situation with what's the kid name? Xavier Worthy? With
the girlfriend?
Him and his girlfriend. He caught the young lady. Well, he put a private detective on her, an investigator on her, caught her, tried to get her out the house, and she caused a big stir, had him arrested and stuff like that, right? So what do y'all think about that situation with Xavier Worthy?
Man, it's unfortunate, man. You know what I'm saying? Them women, man, that these guys that deal with, man, and take you through all this nonsense. And like you say, he hired a private investigator, and then he wanted her to leave. She wanted him to pay her to leave. Yeah. I think the number was $100,000 or something to leave, and he ain't giving you nothing. This is my house. She supposedly pulled out his dreads and all that fighting and all that, man. It's so unfortunate. And he's the one that gets arrested. I don't know if she did or not. She didn't. But you know what I'm saying? He the one that gets arrested, man. You know what I mean? I just hope all that can be resolved, man. And Good brothers, man, especially them athletes making that type of money, man. They gotta do a lot better job of vetting them sisters, man. They deal with, man. They gotta do a lot better job than that.
So, and you know what? And that's the issue. You know what I'm saying? They know that some of these chicks out here to try to get them pockets. And you know, the NBA, the NFL, and everybody warns them about that when they first come in. You know, it's this thing going on now that, you know, these dudes looking at these Instagram chicks and these TikTok chicks, and, you know, they're not paying attention to what the substance is that they're bringing, and they're going through the drama. But the key is, it happens to every athlete in every generation. Athlete money is the fastest money that a person can make. You know what I'm saying? It's the fastest money you can make. Even being an actor, you still got to go through steps being an actor. When you play ball and you good at what you do, that money comes to you.
Yeah, as soon as you step out there, that bread comes. That bread comes.
You gotta feel it out, man. You have to feel it out. If you don't feel it out, you are doomed to get what he got. And she know exactly what she's doing. You know what I'm saying? She motivates him to try to put his hands on him. And let's say he doesn't. But even if she screamed that he did, he's going to jail.
Yeah. And the thing about that, if he had not had proof, even though like he had scratches on him, he had his hair pulled out, and the police still took him to jail, right? But he had a video also in his house. So you look at how much proof you need to have as a man.
Right.
You get out from under that type of situation.
Right.
You know, you need all that proof just to get out from under that situation. And he had proof that he had paid a private investigator. So they proved that she had motive to be able, you know what I mean? Because she knew she had messed up a situation. She all on social media talking about she could ready to be a NFL wife, and she posting videos of how she get to you know how she enjoying that life, and then while he had practice, he at the game, she running up and down the street with another dude.
Right.
It's just, you know, it's just stupid, man. It's just stupid.
And then you look at it this way too. If that happens to any man, not just a pro athlete, I'm coming home, you getting the fuck out of my shit.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I say the same thing. I don't care if you're a construction worker. If you have somebody in your life who's just not serving a purpose, who want to be there just because they look good, you know, or they want to service you for 2 or 3 minutes in the evening, you know what I mean? They, you know, instead of somebody who trying to build a life with you, then that person don't really need to be there. But
now let me transfer real quick. The whole situation we talking about having the right type person. Look at the Travis Hunter situation with that chick. I don't know if they still together. You know what I mean? Some stuff been going on that they not together anymore. Yeah. Maybe you guys know, but I remember her saying he wasn't my type. Right? I remember her saying that. So my question would have been, and I don't think nobody asked it, well, what makes him your type now?
Success.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, money and success.
Hey, you know them zeros in your bank account.
That's right. That's right. You know what I'm saying? But see, if he brings her with him, and what I mean by that, if they're still together and he becomes, you know, well, he is about to become a pro athlete, he is going to introduce her to that lifestyle. Right. She get injected into that. You understand? Now it's a whole bunch of dudes that she gonna be going after once she gets in the door. You understand what I'm saying? Once that door is open and she get to walk through it, now ain't nothing but athletes who are all millionaires. You know what I'm saying? That she gonna have access to. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But then see, I think though I think a lot of these young dudes are becoming more savvy and wise when it comes to dealing with these type of young ladies. You know, like I just heard about another guy who I forgot, like the young lady tried to sue him, but all his money and all his possessions is in his mother's name, right? So when you go, it was the MMA fighter. What's the DBE? Lacey, something like that.
The MMA fighter.
Yeah, the MMA fighter, right? And so the young lady tried to sue him for some money, and she wound up having to pay because on paper he don't really own anything. Everything is, his mother managed all his money and his assets.
And then,
right?
Mike, they wasn't even together that long. They wasn't married. They
were
ain't had
together
no kids. Yeah, none of that. None of that. Yeah.
And so they see these guys as a quick come up. But see I think the way you vet somebody is you have to have people around you who serve a purpose. You just can't have people who just hanging on.
Just yes men. You can't have a bunch of yes men around.
Women,
man.
even, you know what I mean? The women too.
Yeah.
You just can't have, and I'm saying if she all at the games and she all, you know what I mean, and she at every football event, like who taking care of home? He come home and I see them doing videos and they eating fast food. That picture don't look right. But by them being young, they don't understand that. Just like I said, if I'm a construction worker, ain't nowhere in the world she gonna be at the job site cheering me on. You know what I mean? But because he a professional athlete and he got that spotlight, she want to be in the spotlight though. You know what I mean? And that's what those guys don't get. They don't get that. Football is a hard job. You got to know the playbook. It's hard mentally and physically, basically, what I'm saying. But you got, and so if I'm working, even though I'm playing football, you need to be doing something to help us grow this life together. But they just want to be in the spotlight, and that's just a dead giveaway, in my opinion. So yeah, man. I'm glad that he had all that evidence, man, because it just was a bad situation.
Hey, look, cell phones and videos then changed a lot of situations for us as men, period. Because I done seen a lot of domestic stuff go on, and a man is actually getting pushed to the situation, and they trying to back off, get the video, and then the video shows that he's not the aggressor, she is. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then sooner or later, you know what I'm saying? If a guy is really trying to hold off, just like anybody else, sooner or later he has to defend himself. You know what I'm saying? Because just like my motto is, a kid can kill you, a woman can kill you, and anybody can kill you. Just depends on what the mindset is and what they have in their hand at the time. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be able to defend yourself.
Well, I just watched on Netflix yesterday. I just watched a situation that went down with Steve McNair. You know what I mean? And so he was dealing with a young lady who even before he met her, she had issues. You know what I mean? She had behavioral issues. She had mental issues. And so, now that situation, you don't know who you dealing with. You know what I mean? So, and she just went to the extreme.
And she killed him.
Yeah, and her ex-boyfriend was on that thing. I saw that, Mike. Her ex-boyfriend was on it.
So she ain't even had good references. You know what I mean? That's just the whole situation was crazy, man. So I just hope that these young guys coming into the league, because like I don't know who said it, but when you come into the league, they have a symposium and these seminars telling you like what to watch out for, right? And then soon as you come out of that symposium and that seminar, all those girls is just out in the hallway just waiting for you. So what you just heard just go right out the window.
We talked about him a week or two ago. Andy Edwards, his situation where he got, the sister got a baby by the sister and everything. This 18 years worth of, you know what I'm saying? That might turn into hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Millions.
He got to give that sister for the child support and stuff. You know what I'm saying? It might turn into
how many kids Anthony Edwards have? Like 4 kids already?
I thought it was 3, but it might be 4. I thght it was 3. But they all about different sisters though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he's still a little immature, man. You know what I'm saying? And his thinking and things like that, man. He gotta start growing and thinking different. My papa always said to me, man, where are the men, right? Where are the men that you looked up to when you was coming up before you became an NBA superstar? Where are they now? Who helped guide you and got in your ear and tell you when you was messing up and tell you, man, when you need to straighten up, you off your square, so on and so forth. Where are they now? You know what I mean?
But let me say this about that though. Like if you are a 5-star, 4-star athlete, a lot of times these people around you are going to tell you what they're going to be, unless you grow like you with your father, you know what I mean? But if you're coming from a single parent home or or dysfunctional background, it's gonna be hard for you to navigate those type of relationships, you know. And then with people telling you everything you do is right, they yes men around you. So you don't know, man, until you fall into those situations sometimes, you know. Even then,
A
you
guy,
have access like that.
Marcellus Wiley said he was speaking on a Ja Morant situation when he was getting in trouble, right? And Marcellus Wiley said his father, once he hit the big time, made the league, his father became a fan. He kind of like stopped being his father. He became a fan. And he said he sees some similarities in how Ja Morant's father is with him. He's more so of a fan and not a father. You don't care how old your kids are. Y'all guys know we all fathers. You know what I'm saying? You don't know how old your kids are. You never stop being a father. You know what I mean?
Right.
And he was saying, Marcellus Wiley said his pop was like that. His pop wanted to go out, hang out, go to the clubs, pop bottles and things like that. He was like, no, Dad, I need you to be telling me when I'm messing up. You can't be standing right here next to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's the truth.
You can't party with your kid in the club.
That's the true definition of living vicariously. You can't wait for them to get to the league so you can reap the spoils.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right, bro.
Yeah. Well, let me ask y'all about this situation with remember the guy we used to talk about? What's the guy used to play for the Chargers? And his son went to the league.
Kellen Winslow. Yeah.
All right. So Kellen Winslow, he was there with his son, guiding him the whole way through, right? And even with that type of the experience and the knowledge that he could have tapped into with his father, he still wound up getting into some, you know what I mean, to a situation that was just crazy.
Yeah, I think Junior really had some like what you call it, man, some like some hangups mentally. I think he had some hangups mentally, man. I really do, man. When he was in the league, man, I don't know if y'all remember, man, he seemed to be a hothead and stuff, and come across as not coachable and things like that. Even in that book I had by William Roden, $40 Million Slaves, he got a piece on there where he's talking about Senior, where the dude that was coaching Washington, and Newhouser was coaching University of Washington at the time, and he had reached out to Junior and said, man, I want to come by the house, man, and talk, whatever. And Senior got offended. Like, what he calling you for? You don't pay no mortgage around here. This ain't your house. He talked to me. I run this house. You know what I'm saying? I'm the man of this house. But he said his son like pushed back, like, well, I'm still gonna go there. He said, I'll tell you what, we gonna have this press conference. This is the day, when the high school guys announce where the day they're gonna declare where they're going. And Junior was still talking about, yeah, I'm going to Washington, because his pop said you can go anywhere. You ain't going there. You know what I'm saying? And he said, listen, if you get up there and announce that you're going to Washington, he said, I'm gonna jump right in there and say, no, the hell you ain't. He said, now you think I'm playing? Go ahead. You know what I mean? You think I'm playing? Go ahead. Yeah.
You remember a couple years ago where there was a high school player that was trying to declare the school that he wanted to go to, and the mother walked out when that happened.
I remember that. Yeah,
she walked out when the kid declared where he wanted to go.
And it was something like Georgia and Alabama or Georgia, South Carolina. Yeah, I remember.
But you know what that brings to the point of the fact is, when you look at big business that sports bringing, who knows that somebody didn't put money in that woman's pocket to make sure her son goes to that school?
That's what I was getting ready to say. I want to know the reasoning behind them being so adamant about not going to a particular school. I would like to know the reason. Just like what you said, Kellen Winslow, father.
Yeah, Senior. Yeah, Kellen Winslow
Senior was saying, no, you're not going there. I would like to know why.
Well, in the book it said Kellen Winslow Senior, he looked at it as disrespect. Where Rick Newhouser at the time felt as though he didn't have to discuss anything with the parents, and he had to discuss anything with them.
Okay. So he didn't like his energy. Yeah, he didn't like his energy in his
I'm just
approach.
gonna talk to you.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna talk to your parents. I'm coming by there to talk to you. And Keller Winslow saying like, no. I ain't talk to him. He ain't coming here. You know what I'm saying? No, he ain't coming here.
Well, I had a when Mikey was playing basketball, I told her the same thing. Like coaches would come to her and talk to her, and and I told her that when she was young, I was like, you tell them coaches, you can't, you got to talk to my father. You can't, I can't talk to you. You know what I mean? Because these coaches are so used to dealing with kids and single mothers.
That's right, Mike.
Whereas though they can, you know what I mean? Like, and I told like women will get smitten. You know what I mean? Like a coach could come into a living room of a single mother and just tell her everything she think that he, that they want to hear. And she don't have that experience. In most cases, they don't have that experience. And they're not looking at it from the lens that we look at it from.
Right.
So when Mikey was young like that, I said, you can't be talking to no grown adult, telling them that, anything, you just tell them, well, there go my father sitting over there.
That's right.
And so once they approach her instead of me, then they out of the equation.
Exactly.
As far as I'm concerned.
That's exactly right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The only thing you should be asking Mikey is, where is your father? You know what I'm saying?
Right,
where is your father? You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But they used to dealing with like single mothers.
So how do you think that correlate? Like dealing with single mothers all the time, then them going directly to the child. How do you think those two things correlate?
I think because
go ahead, Mike. I'm sorry.
Like in my opinion, it's kind of it's like kind of going about it in a sneaky way or trying to maneuver in a way that I think that's kind of like disrespectful. It puts them in a position where as though they can take advantage, and so that's what I think about the situation.
Well, see, a lot of times it brings forth of the fact that they figure as a coach, that the kid will make the final decision on their own. So if you can convince the coach, if you can convince the kid to come to the school, the kid can convince the parents that I want to go to the school. Mm-hmm. So that's a lot of times where where coaches itself will go look at the student first, go make sure we want the student. Then and if you look at it, a lot of the coaches of these kids will introduce them to these guys, to the boosters, to the coaches, to the recruiters, instead of introducing them to the parents of the kids. So they can get the kids to be real hyped on going to the school. Because look at it this way, when they do campus tours for these kids, a lot of times the parents ain't even there with the campus tours.
No, they're not.
It's the kids going down there checking out the campuses and telling them.
I'm sorry, man, but if the parents go with them, they're not going everywhere with them. You know what I mean? The parents might go off and see this, and they might see the science lab. They might see, you know what I'm saying, the library or something. And the kid, they off somewhere. You know what I mean? Being told this and all that. This.
Right. And that's what Mike is, and that's what I hope Mike is talking about. That's the withdrawal from the system. Okay, if you're going to do a campus tour with a parent, you take them to, show them the library, you show them the gym and everything. I have, because I do security and stuff, so I've been around some athletes that's coming to some of these colleges, and do you know the first place they take these kids at? The party areas.
Yeah.
The frat areas. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's done on purpose. If you have a son that's going to the school, they purposely put one of the baddest cheerleaders to show them around.
Sometimes they send celebrities, so the university will send a celebrity to pick you up. They'll put on their.
That's something to talk about. If you have a high profile NFL player that's now part of the school recruiting factor, you know what I'm saying? What kid wouldn't go crazy if somebody like I don't know Russell Wilson or something shows them around the campus?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's all about the influence when it comes to recruiting these kids. And they don't look at the parents as the influencers.
Yeah, that's why I think that is disrespectful and coaches know what they're doing. So that's why I think it's like disrespectful. Like, do y'all think it's disrespectful when coaches try to circumvent the father like that?
They don't want to deal with the man, like you were saying, Mike. They definitely don't want to deal with the man. They can deal with moms. Moms, can be sort of a pushover. Oh, whatever my baby want. You know what I'm saying? My baby.
No.
Dad, no, that shit ain't gonna fly with us. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not gonna come with no disrespect or anything I perceive to be disrespectful, you understand anything like that? No, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I just think. What you say, Clayton?
I don't know. I mean, I would say it's definitely manipulative to go directly to the kid because a kid is easily influenced behind their dreams. But I do remember stories like Isaiah said that his mother told him he was going with Bobby Knight.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she laid down her authority and said, "You're going to his school." Sometimes mothers, man, they can really protect the child with everything and with all their life, and their intuition can be real strong sometimes. So when
a lot of times, I'm not saying this that in every case. I'm not.
Yeah, I know you know. I'm just giving my perspective on it. Like, sometimes those mothers.
Isaiah also in Isaiah's case, though, Isaiah had a whole bunch of older brothers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the mother ran the show. Their mother ran the show.
She had that experience though through dealing with all those older guys. You know what I mean? With her older siblings.
He said his mom carried a gun. She was known. She ran the show.
Ain't no question.
Without a doubt. Yeah. But I was just an example. That's not, you know.
No, but
I'm not saying that.
That was but she definitely had experience through dealing with his older siblings. By the time, by the time Isaiah was coming through the ranks, then she was experienced like that.
But it was years ago, man, and a major league baseball team wanted to sign him straight out of high school, right?
Mm-hmm.
And his mom was acting as his agent at the time, right? And they didn't want to deal with the mom. They was like, "Oh, you don't know this, the ins and outs." So the mom supposedly said, "Well, if you don't talk to me, he going to school." You know what I'm saying? So it's like either you're gonna have to talk to me, and you know what I'm saying, and we're gonna work out what's best for my son. If not, he's going to school. I don't know what organization that was at the time, you know what I'm saying? But this was years ago, man, years ago. And his mom was like, "Well, yeah, if you don't talk to me, he going to school." You know what I'm saying?
And getting back to the disrespect, Mike, I just think it's an indictment on the coach. I think great coaches that run great programs, they want to deal with the parents. They come in to address the parents. They don't just come for the children. So, you have a person like a Dean Smith and like the Bobby Knight we spoke about, John Thompson, some of these legendary guys that was building programs. They went and talked to the parents. They wanted to get into your house and sit down with you and talk. And I think Deion carries a little bit of that as well. But and I think the guy, Alabama, Nick Saban. So I think great coaches, they don't try to circumvent the situation. They want to get in the household and talk to their authority figures.
That speaks more. Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
Now that's true because that's not like every coach though. You know what I mean?
No, we're not saying it.
Yeah.
And that speaks more to the type of men they are.
Right.
More so than the coaching part of it. I think this speaks to what type of men they are. You know what I'm saying?
Let me say this.
Most kids dream of going to these storied programs. So a lot of these storied programs have good coaches.
Yeah, and if you Dean Smith or you Mike Krzyzewski, you John Thompson back in the day, you had that kind of leverage anyway, whereas though you didn't have to try to circumvent or try to to do something like that anyway.
But I don't think they would ever had successful programs if they had any of that in them.
Yeah, probably nah. Yeah.
And see, going back to Winslow Senior, he knew Rick Newhouser.
He knew him. Yeah.
If you're recruiting my son, like Mike was saying, I should be the first person that you're talking to, that you're having discussions with.
And where is he at now?
I don't even know.
He's on TV doing college sports shit. He ain't coaching.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So that look at his track record, look at his history, look at how successful he was. You know what I mean? So yeah. Yeah. It's interesting though. It's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same. Well, let me put it to y'all like this. Like, all right, say like, because sometimes people try to do stuff like that even in in everyday life. Say like me being a contractor and a woman called me to do work in her house, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you get to a house, her husband or her man is there, like respectfully, even though she's the one who initiated that contact, respectfully, you supposed to, that's the man house, respectfully, you supposed to address the man, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so sometimes some people don't understand that or get it, but respectfully, the man in the house, you supposed to address the man. Some people be like, they don't get it though. But I think it's the same situation though.
That's unfortunate that people don't get that. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
But you gotta look at it this way too. There's a lot of households that don't have a man in it.
Yeah.
So a lot of women are take charge women now that that get offended by that point. You know what I'm saying? Why are you talking to him and I'm the one that paying you? So it's going both ways now. There's a lot of take charge women, like we were discussing, how women say, "Look, my son ain't going to your school unless you're talking to me."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just a different type of atmosphere that's going on right now.
I think though, like, I mean, if you the man of the house, though, I think the woman probably automatically know that any man that come in your house is going to address you. I don't care if my lady order a pizza, you know what I mean? Like, it really don't make no, you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to be the one that get addressed. That's just like you can't have like, and she going to get addressed if another woman come into the house. You know what I mean? So it worked both ways. You got to show, like, that person in that household respect. It worked both ways.
Yeah, but that's that old school stuff, man.
Yeah.
This new generation don't understand the old school means and values.
They don't. Yeah, you're right
So
about
that's why the transition is going so far left that sooner or later we're not going to be able to understand what they're doing now.
Let me ask you something, man.
So much so fast, our old school values that we were taught are going to be gone in the next 5 to 10 years.
Let me ask you something, man. Let me ask you something. Do you blame us for not teaching that to the generation behind us?
Yeah, definitely. It's our fault. Because we are the ones raising the generation that's taking over now.
Yeah.
We are the one raising them. And let's be honest. And I'm gonna point out a section, and they get mad at me. The young black female right now in this time frame between the ages of 16 and 25 is off the meters.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I get in so much conflict with this age range and this demographic that is ridiculous, and it's for no reason.
Yeah.
No reason at all. Their attitude that they bring to the table is entitlement.
You know what, though, man? You know what, though, man? If you look at their mothers, they're the same way.
Right. And that's what that's exactly what I'm trying to say. They got these attitudes because of the upbringing that their mothers is either teaching them or showing them.
Yep. That's right.
That we need a man. We don't need this. We don't need that. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy, but that's just the way the generation is going to be.
And look like you want to say something, Clayton. Jump in, man.
No, I'm listening to you guys, man. I'm watching the show.
I think it's a societal thing, though. I think these young people, not really going to change until society demands that you change, right? Because I think even their parents probably would fall in line if it was a societal thing.
Listen, let me say this. Let me just say this real quick. Their generation don't understand what struggle is. Okay. Our parents let us know what struggle was when they was coming up in the 60s, in the 70s, early 50s. You know what I'm saying? So our parents instilled that type of stuff. We know exactly who Martin Luther King was and what he fought for. Okay? Yeah. Sooner or later, the next generation is only going to know Martin Luther King because he had his holiday. They're not going to understand the struggle that he was a part of that made him Martin Luther King Jr. and the holiday. And why won't they understand that? Because our generation isn't teaching that value and that worth that it takes the hard work to make something happen.
Yeah. But let me ask you this though. All right, so I think as part of it is societal. I think either one is like you said, it's going to be like you said, like the parents going to have to show the kids the right way, or either society is going to have to take over. Because I want to use like back to basketball, Steph Curry. When I compared Steph Curry's career to Kevin Durant and LeBron James, right? And I think the generation coming behind these guys are going to more so model their careers after Steph Curry than they will LeBron James. Let me ask y'all, what do y'all think about that statement? And then I'm gonna tell you why I think these kids are going to model their careers
after shooter's
Steph more so. Huh?
Well, it's hard to say that. It's hard to say, Mike, because we get drawn to what we get drawn to. There's going to be a slew of kids. There's going to be a slew of kids that become enamored with Steph Curry and want to model their games after them. But also, who was the other person we were talking about?
Steph. You could take either LeBron James or
right. And it's going to be a slew of kids that's going to want to model their games after LeBron. It just depends on what you connect to. You know, so it's hard to say.
I'm talking about not their game. I'm talking about like the way they conducted, the moves that they made in their career.
Well, this is what happens when you fall in love with an individual. You connect to an individual. Your lens becomes biased in the way they moving off the court and how they conducting themselves. You justify everything, any kind of spin that they're putting on their action. Their fans buy it, and their fans buy into it. So it's hard. That's why I say it's hard to say, because everybody has somebody that they're influencing, whether they know it or not.
That's 100%.
Yeah, everybody do have influence.
But no matter what they put out there, if you're a diehard fan of anyone, you're going to make like light of it. You're going to say it's no big deal. You're going to say it don't matter. Right. That's absolutely true.
I'll give you one example, Mike, real quick, and I'm gonna give it back to you. So many kids rush the movie theater to watch Scarface, right? And people watched that movie and watched him, you know, apparently or pretending to sniff all that cocaine and get numb and sell drugs and everything. And for the life of me, I believe that created a pandemic in urban communities all over the country. And so many people wanted to be that. So that's why I'm saying it's hard to say, you know, people sensationalize things within their own mind and imaginations and stuff. So, you know, that's hard to say for me.
Yeah. Go ahead, man.
I mean, like I say, like he hit it on the head, you know. It's just what they see most of. And right now, everybody's seeing that basketball is a shooter's game now. When we were growing up, we saw Michael Jordan dunking all the time, going to the hole, you know, making layups. So that's what we emulated. Now this generation is just seeing shots going up everywhere. And being a shooter, you could be 4'9" and be a good shooter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Back in the day, if you was under 6 feet, you really wasn't dunking on nobody.
And Mike, look at this situation with LeBron and Stephen A right now. You have people split and divided over that whole situation. Some say LeBron was justified. He was protecting his son. Some say Stephen was justified. He's covering the sport. So I seen LeBron walk in the high school gym to watch his son, the boy Bryce, play. In the whole gym, they got their phones out, cameras recording him. People love him. You know what I'm saying? So if you under 6'3", you might gravitate towards Steph Curry. If you 6'7", 6'8", you might try to gravitate towards LeBron, you know?
And let me say this.
Yeah.
All these superstars and had their moments in the history. Because let's not talk about, you know, Kobe and his wife's infidelity moment. You know what I'm saying? Jordan and his gambling. when they were trying to put his father's death on his gambling.
On gambling, yeah.
You know, that's like talking about Magic Johnson and his whole HIV situation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So all our superstars had their moments, but they fought over them. They came out of their moments and did better. You know what I'm saying? This is LeBron's moment. LeBron has never had a moment. This is his moment. He called Stephen A. Smith out because he was talking about his son, plain and simple, like any other man would. Now the question is, how did LeBron move forward from that? Does he keep holding the grudge against Stephen A, or does he say that, like you said, Mike, let it go, become the LeBron great that all the other guys has done, and move past their situation? What does LeBron do?
So break it down, Mike, because you was going to go into that.
Why
you think more would gravitate to Steph?
When you look at the results of the Kevin Durant's career, and you look at the results of LeBron's career, Steph Curry, the way Steph Curry has conducted himself, he's moving throughout his career like the old school dudes did. And by that, what I mean is Steph Curry he persevered with one team throughout his career. All 4 of his championships are with the Golden State Warriors, right? So now, but when you look at Kevin Durant, they talking about trading Kevin Durant, a player of his caliber, and a lot of NBA ball players are saying that they thought that when Kevin Durant and LeBron James started to move from team to team, they're basically ring chasing instead of building their legacy in one. That's why I asked y'all a couple episodes ago, I asked y'all, did y'all think that one ring in OKC for Kevin Durant, would that have been better for his career than 2 rings at Golden State? And so players see how you move and they see the results of that. So you talking about a young crop of ball players, franchise ball players coming in, and they were like, well, I see what happened to people like LeBron and KD when I move from team to team. I see how that affects like my the legacy, and I see how that affects like how other players see that. And so they don't want that. They don't want people to see my movement from team to team as ring chasing, and they don't want that to see them as weak. And so that's why I say they'll follow more so Steph Curry than they would those 2 guys.
I think. Hold on, man. Let me jump in here real quick.
Go ahead.
I think it's a double-edged sword in a way, right? Okay, if you don't quote unquote ring chasing, you end your career with no championships, no matter how many rings or whatever accolades, MVPs that you have, they say you never won nothing. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you do the opposite and you say, well, I go to this team and win a couple, go to this team and win one, go to this team, then they say you ring chasing. Right. It's like you damn you do, if you damn you don't. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I say, it's a double-edged sword when it comes to that. Me, I ain't got no problems with guys going to a team. The thing with Kevin Durant that I didn't like, you know what I'm saying? And I don't really knock him, but I didn't like is because you had Golden State, you had them. And you gave up that 3-1 lead. You had them. So my mentality would be next year, we're going to get them. You know what I'm saying? Because we had them. You know what I'm saying? Next year, it's going to be our year because we had them.
Yeah. Let me ask y'all this then. So would y'all, all right, so if you had the opportunity, would you, because you're right, you could either be Steph Curry, if you're a franchise ball player, you could be Steph Curry or what's the other guy, Tim Duncan, stay in one team and build and take, what comes with that. Or you could possibly be like Charles Barkley. You know what I mean? Like go throughout your whole career, the bulk of your career be in one city like Philadelphia and not win a ring. So do you think that today's players will take that chance of being a Charles Barkley or being like a Kevin Durant and ring chase?
They're chasing the ring. That's what it's about. They're going to chase the ring. But my situation to you is this. Out of the Tim Duncan, out of Steph Curry, out of all these guys we're talking about that stayed and built a dynasty in their cities. We're still talking about LeBron James or Michael Jordan. Who's the GOAT? We're not talking about is Tim Duncan the GOAT. We're not talking about is Steph Curry the GOAT. We're talking LeBron James and we're talking Michael Jordan. So whatever LeBron James did in the past, the present, and the future makes him into this conversation where nobody else is.
Yeah,
So we
but see,
give credit for that.
you get pushback on LeBron being a GOAT.
But why? That's what I'm trying to say.
Because of the way, like that's the whole argument. Like you get pushback on LeBron because LeBron of the way LeBron went about getting his rings.
Right, but the conversation is there though. We're not saying, oh yeah, Steph Curry is the GOAT. We're not saying that. We're not saying, oh, Tim Duncan is the GOAT. No, we're talking about why LeBron's not the GOAT. And the reason why he's not the GOAT is because people are saying that he is the GOAT.
Let me ask you this, Mike. If he don't get with one ring, is he in that conversation?
What, and to be the GOAT?
Yeah.
Who? Kevin Durant?
No, LeBron.
No. I don't think that he's in the. I don't think he should be in part of the conversation even now with 4 rings, right? I don't think because even his peers don't see the way he has the things he has done. They don't see that as the way to do it, and so that's my whole point. If LeBron only get 1 ring in Cleveland, I don't see him in the GOAT conversation.
So let me ask you a question.
His peers are not deciding, but his peers. I'm sorry, man. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Who has more rings than LeBron in this generation?
Steph Curry tied with him.
No. I said more.
You said more.
No, nobody.
Okay. Who has more points in this generation?
Nobody.
Okay. Who has been more playoff games in this generation?
Right.
Who's done more losing in this generation than you know what I mean?
To lose, you have to get there.
Who lost more in the championship?
Huh? What you say?
Who lost more in the championship?
Yeah.
Well, who got the 10 in this
man? I mean, I'm
just asking who got the 10 in this generation.
And I'm ready to tell you.
Listen, to lose in the championship, that means you were there in the championship to play the game.
Well, do the Buffalo Bills get credit for being in 4 Super Bowls?
They didn't win one.
They didn't win one
yet.
They got there. They got there.
But if they got to win one, LeBron ain't 0 for
10. But they do get some credit in their own right. They don't get crowned champions, but people.
But LeBron not 0 for 10. Jerry West, I think Jerry West like 1-9 in championship.
I can say this, Mike. This is my whole point. If you put LeBron's stats up against anybody in this generation, nobody holds up. That's why we're talking about LeBron being the GOAT.
Well, that's the thing. I don't think his peers. I don't think the peers are debating the GOAT thing unless they get asked. I think the sports media has that narrative. They're trying to crown a GOAT.
No, you're right.
Yeah. Ever since Michael Jordan left, the sports media has been instructed in a sense to carry this narrative because they feel like this is what expands the sport and sells the sport. You know, Mike was the face, he was so they've been constantly trying to find another one. So that's the only reason LeBron is in the conversation with the GOAT, because the sports media is trying to find another Michael and find somebody to surpass Michael.
And I think we all agree, man, that argument old. Charles Barkley said that. It's an old argument. It's an old argument. Yeah. I mean, as long as LeBron playing, they still gonna have this.
They're gonna have the conversation. Right, Mike. I want to go back to something you said, Mike, about KD. If he would have got one in OKC, it would have been better for him, right? But I'm gonna take you guys back to this guy from Dallas that just got traded. He said, I wasn't going to win a Super Bowl in Dallas anyway. I wasn't going to win one there. Yeah. To me, KD, he's a basketball savant in a sense. You know, LeBron, all these guys are basketball savants. They know if they got the team to get it done. So maybe he made that move because he knew he wasn't going to win one in OKC. And now with the sports media putting all the pressure on these players in order to be considered top tier, great, elite, you got to win a championship. It only makes sense that he goes somewhere where he can win one.
And let's not forget too, Russell Westbrook and Hardy was due big contracts. So who knew what was going on behind the scenes in that OKC offense?
Yeah.
Right.
All three of them
had one more run at them.
time.
Right.
I think they had one more run at them, man. I really do, man. I think they had one more run at them. I think I just came back. I just would have came back and did it again for that one.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
Right. From a fan's perspective, it looked that way to me too.
Right.
But I just know them guys is inside that team in that locker room, and KD was there.
Who knew? I mean, it could have been a point where Westbrook be like, look, y'all got to pay me more money next year or I'm bouncing.
Who knows?
And I just saw the writing on the wall.
Now check this out. With all the pressure that was mounting on KD, all the hype, he was the number 2 player in the league. Some were saying, was he better skill-wise than LeBron? With all that pressure, if OKC was right there to winning the title, I can't see him leaving. I can't see it because everything was about winning a title.
You saying that they would have won?
If they were close to winning, if he felt like they had what it took to win, I couldn't see him leaving because the whole narrative is you got to win a title. So to me, they would have ran it back.
Yeah, because you know they went to the finals one year.
Huh?
They
win. Right.
Yeah,
they win against the Heat. Right. Then they had them game set right. So to me, he would have ran it back. Maybe KD realized they wasn't going to win one with that team.
Could be. It could be. Yeah.
I mean,
he inside, so he know what it is. Yeah, he inside.
No. Yeah, let me respond to this statement by MMC3, right? So MMC3 said LeBron not the GOAT, but Urban, you have to stop being biased, right? And so I don't know. I think if people perceive me as having a bias, it's just that I'm used to seeing a certain style, a certain level of play in the NBA, right? I started following basketball in 1979, right? And that's when Magic and Bird came into the league. And so everybody that I watched, that's been the thing. Like you go basically and you stay at your one team. I'm speaking of franchise ball players, right? I'm talking about dudes like Isaiah, Bird, Magic, Mike, dudes like that. And so I think it's good for the sport when you see and Steph Curry, now he falls into that category. Like when you just persevere, you go through the ups and downs that comes along with being a franchise ball player. And so that is why these teams and these fan bases fall in love with these ball players. And so that's why if I have a bias, that's where it comes from.
But let me ask you a question. All those teams that you mentioned, the one thing they all have in common with their superstars playing is they were winning franchises.
That's true.
They were winning. Not one of them was a losing franchise.
Before Steph got to Golden State, they didn't have that tradition. You're talking about the Lakers and the Celtics. They didn't have that winning tradition.
I'm talking about the Lakers. I'm talking about the Celtics. I'm talking about Detroit. I'm talking about San Antonio. I'm talking about teams that have their legacy players stay there to help them build that up.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to nowadays, and like I said, LeBron didn't start these building super teams. The Celtics was the first team to do that.
That may be true.
LeBron just saw the writing on the wall and knew what he had to do because he wasn't beating the Celtics.
I think LeBron panicked and left.
Exactly, because he was not beating the Celtics. He saw what Ray Allen, he saw Kevin Garnett, he saw Paul Pierce, and he saw how they was tearing the league up.
Well, a few shows ago, y'all told me that LeBron went to Miami to counter the big three in Boston.
Right. You're right, exactly.
Okay. Now I'm asking you a question. If Steph Curry
down than even the big three in Boston. Remember, Shaq moved over to play with Kobe, okay, to form a super team. Shaq actually moved. So if you want to be technical about it, Shaq is probably the greatest center out there, but yet he goes from Orlando that had just lost in the conference finals, just lost. And he moved over to Kobe in the West, but we're not talking about that.
Right. Well, let me ask you a question, all of us a question too. Let's say Steph Curry, did they get to the finals during his first contract?
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure
I
about
think
that.
it was. So let's say he didn't get to the finals in his first contract and won one. Do we think Steph would have stayed in Golden State?
They almost traded him. You remember they almost sent him to Milwaukee.
Right.
Okay.
Now, this is the point I was going to make to counter your argument, Mike. When you were saying, like, you know, the superstars stay with one team or whatever, right? Tell Luka that. Tell Luka that's running your superstar. Dallas, like, no, you got to go. It seems like it's all right when the team say
When
you
the team
go,
say,
right.
man, you know what I'm saying? But when the players say, look, man, I'm leaving, then it's
Yeah.
an uproar. They don't like the power that these guys can wield now.
Yeah.
They didn't have back in the day when you was with Detroit. I don't even know how prevalent. Back then, it seemed like, I don't know if it was, but back then it seemed like a team draft. You play with them 10, 12 years, and then you retire. It was like moving wasn't even part of the equation. The free agency wasn't even part of the equation. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Yeah, so there's got to be a team on board to say, okay, I'm going to put pieces around you to help you succeed. If a team is not doing that, you know what I mean?
And Cleveland first run, they were not doing that. They were putting old heads around LeBron. Because then the year they brought Shaq into LeBron's last year.
His last year at Cleveland.
I remember Shaq being there. I remember Shaq being there.
Yeah, he did play with him.
Yeah, I remember Shaq being there.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. If you're a player in the team and you can't see the team moving forward, because remember he went back to Cleveland once they were young. They had a young Kevin Love, they had a young Kyrie, and they were a young, fast team, and he went back there.
Yeah.
Well, he made him trade for Kevin Love. He made him trade for Kevin Love.
Huh?
He made them trade for Kevin Love. They made him trade Andrew Wiggins for Kevin Love. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So let me address this statement right here by MC3. Right. So he says the league has to evolve. A guy 21 years old is nothing like when he get older, I guess. So how can you expect them to have the same mentality, right? So, and that's true. Like, so if you come in the league at 21 or whatever age you come in, you're not going to have the same mentality. But the thing is, and that's not just in basketball, but it's in life. That's why you need to know the history of what, the history of the game. You need to know the history of, like, history helps you to make decisions going forward. And that's why I say that people, they make decisions, the decisions that they make. Go ahead,
what that guy's saying is a 21-year-old in this day and age doesn't have the same mentality as a 21-year-old when we were 21.
Right. Yeah.
That's what he's saying.
Said. And and I understand that, yo. So they don't have, and so that's why they make different decisions. But I think if you know the history of something, then you will make decisions based on the history.
Maybe not because it's a different animal. Maybe not because it's a different animal now.
And that's what it is, Mike. It's just different. I don't look at it as better or worse. It's
it's a different animal.
It is different. It is, and I agree with y'all. Like the league now is set up different, right?
Yeah.
But I think though, and I think that, like, moving from team to team as a franchise ball player, I think it do more to, and it's a double standard, like Tunk said, it's a double standard. I think it do more to harm your legacy than it do to enhance it. So LeBron James was all about, like, player empowerment, but has player empowerment, like, really benefited the guys who took advantage, who chose to do it that way?
Clay, give me a second. I think it only matters if LeBron is like you were saying with Barkley. If he's jumping team to team and he steals the number one guy on each team, I don't think it hurt his legacy. But if he's chasing someone else, you know what I'm saying? If he's going in a team that always have a prime Shaq or prime Jordan, I think that'll hurt his legacy more than if he's going somewhere and, like, almost like follow me and we're gonna get this done sort of thing.
And Mike, you got the sports media, people that favor LeBron, that's writing his legacy. They say that it enhances his legacy because every single place he stopped, he took them to a
He's
championship.
won, right? Yeah, he's
So
won.
now that's another narrative where you can paint it as a great thing, an accomplishment that no other player has done.
Different lens. That's it. You know, it's a different lens. You know what I mean? You look at that's true.
Let me ask you guys this question. Because now the tide is being turned, because now it's starting from college, where these college kids can move around freely now to any team they want now. You know what I'm saying? So why wouldn't it be the same way in the NBA? I mean, the NBA, moving in the NBA is just so frequent now that, that's what every player does it. From the bad players to the great players. That's just what they do. Whereas though, right now, these kids are learning how to do that in college now.
Yes, they are.
To move in the court. And they're moving.
That's true. That's true.
Money.
So let me say this, right? And I want to talk about like this playoff picture, like like what's coming up for the NBA, right? And so let me see. MMC C3 says Curry might be the last guy to stay on the same team. Too much money with the movement. What y'all think about that? And I that's why I said, like, if Curry was to, hypothetically, if Curry was to win a 5th ring, like what do y'all think? Like what does that do for his legacy in this day and age to maneuver through his career the way he did? What do y'all think that would do for Curry's legacy?
It would enhance it, but I don't think that would be a more testament to me. That'd be a more testament to the front office of the Golden State Warriors for going out and get Jimmy,
right,
to side with the losing Clay, going out to get Jimmy because he needs help. You know what I'm saying? Going out to get a player like that, and not just standing pat and be like, well, we good. You know what I mean? Let's just play. Let's just play out the string. You know what I'm saying? They make a move to go get him help, and so I think that would enhance his legacy. I still don't believe all that best point guard nonsense, all that.
I don't think he's the best point guard.
Yeah, that enhances legacy, and that'd be a testament to his team, that his team was always trying to do things to help him. You know
my position stays clear on championships. It's always a team. It's always a thing about the team. It's not an individual accomplishment. So to me, it's more of a statement about the Golden State Warriors and the era that they had. They had a great era. Now, Steph is the standout player on that team, but they had a great era. So
what I think about that is when a team get a franchise ball player, they learn. I think that a team will learn how to put the talent around them, whereas though they can always be competitive every year and they can be in the thick of things. You see that? Go ahead, man. What?
Only legitimate GMs know how to do that.
That's true.
One example is Luka. Dallas group, they moved Luka. Look at that. Only great GMs put together great rosters. You got other GMs that try to put together great rosters and don't succeed. And it's been more failures than they have been successes. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to do in the NBA. With the money that you got to put out, the salary caps that that you got to look at, and what these players are demanding. It's hard to put together great teams.
Yeah.
So a lot of times teams don't go out looking for the pieces that they need. They have to go out and look for the best player because you got a 3-year window. So I got to get the best player. I may need a point guard or a small forward, but I got to get the damn best player.
But I think as a team,
hey, I got to go.
All right, man. Appreciate
All right.
So look, I think as a team, though, when you get a franchise ball player and you don't have, like, as a owner, and you don't have the GM that knows how to surround him with the best, then that's what get the GM fired. You know what I mean? Like if you get when Tim Duncan went to the Spurs, the guy Popovich was up in the front office. He came down, you know what I mean? And he was like, y'all don't, you know what I mean? Because he knew that he was going to be able to coach that team and get that team, So it's like y'all said, it happens from all levels. It happened from ownership, to the GM, to the coaches, and then down to the players. So my thing is, and that's why I like those old school ball players, because they did not try to manage the team. They did their job. They let the coaches do their job, the general managers, and then the owners. Everybody did their job.
Well, I got some pushback on that. Magic Johnson, he forced the Lakers to fire his first coach.
Paul Westbrook.
Yes.
And the Bulls got rid of Mike's first coach.
Yeah, but I don't know if Mike said fire him, but I do know Magic said he wanted to be traded if the coach remained in place.
But for the most part, Magic included, for the most part, they allowed, you know what I mean? Once they got that core around them, where they knew they could grow, for the most part, those guys, everybody just did their job.
And then both of them instances, the coaches that replaced the coach that got fired was already on the bench.
Right.
Jackson was already an assistant, and so was Pat Riley. He was already an assistant. Yeah. So.
Yeah. And so, all right, I want to address this too. MMC3. He said, do y'all think that the way Jimmy got there was good, and why he why he's not, I guess, not getting any slander for team hopping, right? And so my thing about Jimmy Butler is, I don't see Jimmy Butler as a number one, as a franchise ball player. I see him as an important piece to what this team is trying to do. But when Jimmy Butler, in my opinion, was in Miami, and when he was at he was at Minnesota,
Philly too.
Right. I've never seen Jimmy Butler as that guy who can put a team on his back and basically, carry them to a championship. He did good at Miami when in the bubble, when they got him there.
Yeah. But I don't think final appearances. He got him to he was the alpha. Yeah, them two final appearances. He was the alpha on that.
Yeah. But him as an alpha, though, I don't think him as an alpha is like I don't think he would have been able to get his team a ring. And so with him team hopping, that's why it looked a little bit different from him. But Jimmy going from team to team.
Well, Jimmy didn't team hop in this situation. He doesn't have the cachet as Kevin Durant, but the team traded him. Kevin Durant was a free agent and went to Golden State. So he don't have the same cachet, and he got traded. That's why he don't get the slander.
But the circumstances of him getting traded, though, Clayton, don't forget. It wasn't like, Miami, they suspended him. He came back and said, I ain't playing. I ain't going to practice. Yeah. Pat Riley then put him on an indefinite suspension. You know what I'm saying, where it was going to mess with his brain.
But that was behind his money, not trying to get out of Miami. That was behind his money.
No, he wanted another contract.
Right.
So I'm just saying, though. So it wasn't like he was a choir boy down there, and they just decided to trade him.
No. I ain't saying he was a choir boy. I'm just saying I wouldn't put him in the category in this situation of team hopping. He wanted a new contract. They had a conflict. So they traded him. You know what I'm saying? Where Durant was a free agent and he went to Golden State. That might explain more slander in KD's direction than in Jimmy's. That's all I'm trying to say to that. But you're right, Tom. He wasn't a choir boy.
Yeah, I agree. Jimmy did carry Miami.
Yeah, he carried 2,000 appearances. You know what I mean? You got to give him that. But I don't never look at even though in the playoffs his play does elevate. You know what I'm saying? I don't look at him as a one either. You know what I'm saying? He's an important piece, but he's not the piece. You know what I'm saying? The piece.
All right. So, what do y'all think with in the West? Let's start in the West, right? Like, what y'all think? Like, who do y'all like coming out the West? Then I like you know what? With OKC being so young, I think. I'm not sure if they're ready yet. Basically, is what I'm saying about OKC.
I would love to see them.
Yeah, it'd be nice if they get out, if they come out. But I still think Denver can come out the West.
You think Denver can?
Yep. They played 2 games back to back. OKC won the first one. Denver won the second one. I don't know. Give me a series with the experience. I think Denver can still come out.
Is that just a 2-team race? Y'all think it's just a 2-team race? Do y'all put Golden State there? Do y'all put a healthy Lakers team up there in the mix? Who else over there? Do y'all put Minnesota in the mix? Y'all love Minnesota. Y'all love Anthony Edwards, right? Y'all love him. Y'all
They lost too much. They lost too much in the offseason. It ain't the same team. Yeah.
Hey, I think in the West, I wouldn't be surprised if Golden State slipped in there. I would not be surprised. Number one, if you see the way lately how Golden State has been playing since they got since they got Jimmy Butler, I think the chemistry on that team with Golden State, I like the chemistry. He fit right in with them. And then on top of that, like somebody just said, Jimmy Butler, he picks his play up in the
he does
in the playoffs. So I wouldn't
Golden State and a healthy Lakers team. I'm picking the Lakers.
For real? Out of those two?
Yeah, I'm picking the Lakers. If both teams healthy, that means LeBron 100% healthy, Luka 100% healthy. I'm taking them.
Now, the reason why I would take Golden State over a healthy Lakers team in seven is because defense. Like Luka or LeBron, because he up in age, his defense is not going to be there like that. And Luka, he don't play defense.
He don't play none.
Nothing.
He don't play none. And then LeBron, I wouldn't have LeBron. I would cheat LeBron. I would have him playing Draymond or some shit. You know what I'm saying? I would have him, matched up against somebody like that. Because you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have him out on the perimeter trying to defend nobody, put them on Jimmy Butler the same, maybe situationally, but not like, that's your man from opening tip, nothing like that. But I would hide LeBron on defense. I would
right.
I just can't see nobody in the West that don't have a 5 that can match Joker getting past them. Because
he gonna put up crazy. I say he gonna put up some crazy numbers.
And Jamal Murray starting around in shape now.
I'm just not sure that it will be enough to get him.
Gordon's starting around in shape now.
Gordon, man. Has he been hurt? Gordon, has he been hurt?
That's what I think. They both had some nagging injuries and stuff. I know Jamal Murray was hurt, but he's starting around in shape.
Ever since he got that bread, it seemed like Jamal Murray be having little injuries and stuff like that. Yeah.
So Golden State, who you gonna match with the Joker?
If you go to State,
matchup for him. You don't have a matchup for him. He gonna put up crazy numbers.
I don't know who have a matchup for the Joker though. Like anybody in the West, like you know what I mean. Like who in the West do you have a matchup for the Joker? But the thing is, like the Joker still got to come down that other end too, though.
He plays D.
Hey, listen. Could Olajuwon stop Joker?
Huh?
Could Olajuwon stop Joker?
Olajuwon could deal with him. They would deal with each other.
Could he stop him?
They could deal with each other.
Can he stop
him? I don't know about stopping him.
At the professional level.
How do you define stopping him?
He shut him down. That's what I mean. I ain't talking about no Ofa, but I'm talking about he shut him down and rendered him obsolete.
I'm going to say this. Akeem was a student of the game. Akeem studied his opponent. I think he would find a way to slow him down and keep him under his average.
That matchup, I like Akeem. I like Akeem in that matchup
every day. Every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
I like Akeem.
Even though he's bigger than King. I'm taking King matchup every day of the week.
Yeah.
That matchup, that matchup to me, I like Hakeem in that matchup.
Plus Hakeem was mean.
Yeah. His moves and that footwork. Hakeem had that footwork.
No. I'm talking about King playing him. You know King gonna score on Joker all day.
Hakeem was mean. Yeah. I got Hakeem being able to do something with him. Yeah.
And
Hakeem was an excellent defender.
He was a great defender.
Yes.
Because all this talk about Joker, best center ever, and all them talking.
I don't call him that.
No. I'm talking about everybody on these shows, man. Talking about all that stuff, man.
Hey, Tom, they paid to do that, man. You got to make something in the moment relevant. You got to do that. Yeah.
Right about that.
Yeah.
I think in the West, though, I like OKC. The only thing is about them, like I said, they're young. Denver, I like the fact that Denver got that experience. And they got, they got the Joker.
This why I ain't got OKC coming out. They just went to Boston and beat Boston, right? But it was 118-112. It came down the stretch. But guess what Boston didn't have? Porzingis in the lineup.
That's why I think in the East, I think it's going to be hard for Boston to get past Cleveland because they don't have.
They're not healthy, right?
No, Porzingis coming back. Porzingis coming back.
They're going to need him.
But it's like he ain't been healthy all season, though.
Yeah, listen. I guarantee you guys, Porzingis is back for the stretch run in the playoffs. Guarantee.
He better be.
Mm-hmm.
He better be. But like Mike said, they need him.
Yeah. They definitely need him because I don't see Boston coming out the East.
I don't think they need him though to come out the East.
I think they need him because I think what's the name is a tough matchup for him. Cleveland.
Okay.
Yeah, because Cleveland, they big up front, they athletic, they play up tempo, they fast, and even though Boston played deep, I think Cleveland is a tough matchup for them. Even though I think they can beat Cleveland, I just think Cleveland is a matchup for them.
If Cleveland don't have Porzingis, then Cleveland will have to turn that into a half-court game. Because if Boston let Cleveland run, then Cleveland definitely going they had an advantage there. But if you slow Cleveland down and make them play half-court, then Boston without Porzingis, that's the only way I think that they beat them.
And Cleveland, I ain't seen much of them, but they like it ain't run and gun, but they like up tempo. You know what I'm saying? They're like up tempo, yeah.
Well, CBS Sports is reporting that Porzingis is probable versus the Nets. So he's coming. He's coming back. Yeah.
Well, like I said, if Porzingis is healthy, it's a different series. If I'm Boston, though, I'm still worried about Cleveland, though.
He's a difference maker. He can be a difference maker. And like you were saying, he's a piece that they need, but he's not the piece, but he's a piece. But them in Cleveland, that's tough. Man, has any of you two seen Detroit this year?
I was going to say Detroit.
Yeah, Detroit. They got that rough ride mentality. Listen,
man, they're like in the 4th seed right now.
Real quick, you guys. Real quick. Head-to-head matchup so far this year. Boston beat Cleveland February the 4th, 112-105. Cleveland won in December, 115-111. And Boston won November 19th, 120-117.
Yeah.
I don't think Cleveland gets past Boston. But that was before 2 of them games was before they got Hunter on their team. Now Hunter on their team, but they just lost February 4th. Was he on the team in February? Did they make that trade then?
I don't know. No, I don't think so. Okay. Yeah, I don't think so.
Much as I like Cleveland's story, that's why I say it comes down to, are they for real? We've seen this before.
Right.
Has your opinion changed on Donovan Mitchell any?
Who?
Donovan Mitchell. I know because you always look, suspect because he's not the biggest guy. I know you like them big guys or whatever.
No, he's a great player. I ain't never got no problem with Donovan Mitchell.
No,
he's a great player.
I was talking to Mike.
Oh, you talking to Mike? Oh, my bad.
Yeah, I think that I always like big guards, right? And Donovan Mitchell, I think what he like 6'2", 6'3".
About 6'3". Yeah.
I think in the playoffs, like that's what I said. Like in the playoffs, they slow him down to a half court. You know what I mean? That his game is going to definitely his game is going to look a lot different.
Now let me because I always looked at him in like a Dwayne Wade type mode, right? Donovan Mitchell. I always looked at him like a Dwayne Wade type, fearless, going to the basket, can shoot a mid-range. You know what I'm saying?
Like that.
I always looked at him like that. So what you think in the difference? Just style of play wise, you know what I'm saying? What do you think will be the difference in them two, Mike? If you think it's a difference.
I don't know. I think both of them explosive, you know what I mean? And both of them go like I said, they go hard to the rim and everything. So that's why I said like they have so much athleticism though on that team. You gotta slow them down. You gotta slow Cleveland down. You can't let them get up and down the court. And that's what that's what the playoffs are. It's a half court game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So now if Boston have Porzingis, a healthy Porzingis, that's going to affect a 6'3". You got a 6'3" Donovan Mitchell. He gonna have to be his man, and then when he get around his man, then he got to go against a dude that's over 7 feet tall. So that's a difference maker right there.
And they probably gonna have what's the name on him? Jaylen Brown on him.
Brown, yeah. So and Brown gonna make him work for everything.
Oh, ain't no
Work for everything.
Ain't no
Brown,
yeah.
Brown is gonna make first. He gonna start off denying him the ball, so he gonna have to work to get the ball in a half court.
Get it. Just
He
to
gonna have to
get
work
it.
to get the ball.
Yeah.
So.
And I'm gonna tell you one thing, if y'all can remember about Dwayne Wade, man, when Dwayne Wade, they get that high screen and roll for him, man, he would almost like disappear off of it. You know, when you come, that screen come, even if he split it or just turn a corner, he gone. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That first step, bow, he through there. And like I said, he already in attack move. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That I don't see Donovan Mitchell doing as well as Dwayne did. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Yeah.
That was one thing with Dwayne, man, when he would, you know what I mean, they run that high screen and roll, man, he would come off that thing and he, you know what I mean, it's like he gone, like Flash, like they called him, you know what I mean, like Flash.
Mhm.
Yeah. But I just see a lot of similarities in their game. That's why I brought it up.
Yeah. So let me ask y'all this. So all right. So MMC3 said that the Cavs are a bust if they don't make the championship. Porzingis will be out like every year. So do y'all think the Cavs will be a bust if they don't make it?
Nah, I don't think they'd be a bust.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it'd be a bust.
I think this right here is probably just. I think they kind of surprised people this year.
That's what it is, Mike. That's what it is.
Yeah. So this
the champs, man. These guys are the champs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And they true players are still there. They, like you said, Clayton just spoke on Denver having that experience and things like that, man. All that stuff comes into play. All that stuff comes into play, man. I don't think Cleveland would be a bust.
That's why. That's another reason. Just reminds me, like with Denver. Denver can play that half court game just because of the Joker. You know what I mean? So and that's what the playoffs. That half court game is just
that's when they had their best anyway.
Yeah.
I think that's when Denver had their best in the half court.
Mm-hmm.
Can Phoenix get hot and scare somebody and knock somebody out of there? Do you think? Yeah. And if they three, you know, I mean, I don't like saying three because you know, I mean, I don't know what's up with Brad, but you know him, Devin Booker, KD, Kevin Booker, and Bradley Beal. You know, can they get hot for a series and be a surprise and knock the team out?
Phoenix?
Yeah, Phoenix.
I have no expectation for them at all.
yeah, I can dig it. Yeah, I can dig it.
Man.
No expectation for them at all.
Now what do y'all think about the Knicks, right? And the Knicks we spoke about Tom Thibodeau running his players into the ground, and now here we go. This dude, he want to play and practice in the same day.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So what y'all think about this? This Tom Thibodeau never learned from, you know,
he doesn't. He doesn't. Mike, it's like he only know one way to coach, man. And I don't know, man, because like you say, down the stretch now, you know, you're coming up on the end of the season, Brown's going to start, and then some of your key guys, you know, you got these injuries, man, because you're playing them every game. You only go 6 deep, maybe 7 deep a night. So they logging all these minutes, man. And then I don't know, man. But Brunson, is he still out or he back with that ankle? He's still out.
He out.
Yeah.
One of the players, who was the player that approached Tom Thibodeau?
Well, he didn't approach him. He said they had a meeting about the playing time, and Thibodeau denying it. But he's saying we had that conversation.
I ain't hear that.
The starters need a break. They playing too much.
Okay. I hear that. I hear that.
See, to me, he's struggling with trusting his team and his unit. When you're a good head coach, you got to find a way to trust every single player on that bench, on that team. So to me, he won't be successful until he get a team that's deep with 2 starting 5s on it damn near. For him to let go a little bit and let them guys.
The thing about, you know, in the playoffs, Your rotation shrink anyway. So these guys log all these minutes during the regular season, and then on the playoffs, you ain't gonna get a rest. You understand?
Yeah, your legs get weary late. You get exhausted down the stretch.
Yeah.
You know, that's what happened in New York to me last year. They ran out of gas.
Yeah. I thought Brunson was tired.
All Thibodeau teams like that. Yeah.
I thought Brunson was tired. That, you know what I mean? And then
he probably was.
Right?
You know, it's so hard for Brunson. By him he a small guard.
He's small.
Again, and you got to work for every bat. That's what happened to Kyrie over there. You know what I mean? With the Mavericks, that Boston just made him work. Make Kyrie just work on every bat.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Did Thibodeau coach Derrick Rose in Chicago?
Yes.
How much of Derrick Rose injuries do you put on him?
See, that's a good question because I asked myself that before, right? And I think one of them games where he got hurt, because he got hurt twice. One of them, they was like winning. They was like up. It wasn't even like a close game, and Derrick Rose was still in there. Now, freak accidents, freak injuries happen. Okay, all right. You know what I'm saying? And you know the way Derrick Rose played was violent. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, he did.
You know what I'm saying? All that stuff, man. A lot of thought involved in how he played. So. But man, you gotta know your personnel too. You got coach. You gotta know your personnel too, man. If you know he's not gonna play no different while he's on the court, maybe you should give him more minutes off the court. You know what I'm saying?
I think for Thibodeau, the only player who really liked that coaching style was Jimmy Butler.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And Jimmy Butler said, "I want to be coached hard." Anthony Towns like not so much with me. You know what I mean?
But then they team up again with the Knicks, and Karl Anthony Towns been playing well.
He has been.
He's been playing well. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I don't know, but like you said, man, the playoffs about to start, man. If Brunson ain't healthy, man, you already at a disadvantage.
Yeah,
you already at a disadvantage.
Yeah, but why not throughout the season? That's the time when you wanna give your bench some reps and you wanna try different things out. You know what I mean? Like, all right, who can I count on? First time, develop that.
That's right.
That's how you develop them during the regular season.
Yeah, you know. But you don't wait until you get into a situation where you gotta use somebody way down the bench.
And then look, they've never been in that situation all season.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. They never been in that situation all season.
Yeah.
Then did y'all hear, man, in Philly talk about they trying to move Paul George this offseason? Did y'all hear that?
No, but I'm not surprised though.
Not surprised, yeah.
Tell me why? Because Philly's so horrible as a front office? Because they shouldn't have gave him that contract for 4 years and all that bread, $51 million a year, something crazy. And now you want to move off him. You should have known what Paul George was before you signed him.
Yeah.
You should have known who he was.
Yeah, I think they tried. You know what I mean? Just like with Kevin Durant, I think that they they tried something and it didn't work.
I wouldn't put this same situation in the KD thing, man, because KD still won't be productive. You know what I mean? Paul George ain't even productive, Mike. You know what I'm saying? He ain't even productive, man.
That's true.
I mean, he ain't gonna be productive.
He won't be productive, man.
Come on, man. You going too hard on playoff P, baby.
Podcast B. Podcast B.
Yeah.
I like Paul George. I just think he had some tough luck. Yeah.
I like him too. I mean, it was
be true. I mean, that could be true. I've never really been skill wise, he nice.
Yes.
He can handle the ball, man. He got a bag.
Remember what he used to do with them Pacer teams?
Yeah.
That's why,
Come on.
For him to even come back from that injury that he had at Indiana.
That's right. But I was always hoping or expecting, I should say, for him to ascend. I was always expecting him to be on that superstar level, and it never happened. And I think that's where my disappointment come in with him. And then playoffs, man, he 0 for 10, 0 for 10, and all that stuff, man. When he was in OKC, stuff like that, I ain't really.
I think, but I agree with MMC. I think that the coach Tom Thibodeau needed to he needed to evolve. Do y'all think he needed to evolve? Or I just think he just needed to. I mean, I like him as a coach. You know what I mean? But I think sometimes his coaching style, he run his dudes and They've been saying this for years. He run those guys into the ground.
See, he was on what's the name bench at one time. He was his assistant before he got his first head coaching job. He was with Doc Rivers. Doc didn't coach like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Doc used to use his bench, right? So, you know what I mean? I don't know like where that philosophy came from. You know, once he got, you know, his own team or whatever, where that philosophy, but man, he don't.
Well, he balanced off Doc Rivers though, because he was the defensive coach.
Right.
And so,
Yes.
you know what I mean? So him
Yes.
and Doc Rivers had that balance, you know what I mean?
Yes.
That chemistry together. So
Right.
maybe Thibodeau is most suited to be, you know what I mean, just a defensive coach. Because if you put him in charge of that whole floor,
Yeah.
he gonna dug you. He gonna dug you.
Right.
You gotta have him, you know, he gotta have his own little section or he'll dug his
I
players.
remember stories, man. They say Pat Riley used to have some of the hardest training camps, man, some of the hardest 4-hour practices and things like that. But he knew, you know what I'm saying, to get them guys rest when they need it, man. You know what I'm saying? Just little simple things. I don't know if y'all remember. Kareem used to never be on the lane when the opposing team shot free throws. He would always be back. He would always be back. You know what I'm saying? He would always be back. Yeah. That's saving him a trip. You know what I'm saying? That's just saving him a trip. You know?
I mean, you had AC Green down. AC Green was a rebounding machine anyway.
Right.
You know what I mean?
He'd be on the lane, but Kareem wouldn't be. You know what I'm saying? Kareem wouldn't be. And that's saving him a trip. You know what I'm saying? He ain't got to he already playing baseline to baseline. So, you know what I'm saying? That's saving him a trip. You know, over the course of a season, you know, that helps you. You know what I mean? Yeah, that helps.
Let me ask y'all this though, because we didn't even speak about Milwaukee. Like, what do y'all think about Milwaukee being? How much of a threat are they in the East?
I say they're a threat because of Giannis. I think the Dame move last year, even though I think Dame is real nice, I just don't think that's a good fit for him in Milwaukee for whatever reason. You know, and they have games where they both go off. They have games where they both go off. I don't know if it's a coaching thing with Doc being there. You know what I mean? But it just seemed like it's not the right.
I think it took some time for them to gel. So right now, I would put Milwaukee. Milwaukee gonna be a tough out.
They are. Because of the talent that they have.
Yeah, they got too talented. Yeah, they're gonna be a tough out.
Kuzma too. Don't they got Kuzma up there?
Yeah, they got Kuzma now too. Yeah.
Well, let me say this though. I think when it comes to talent and chemistry, I think you have to have ball players that are more unselfish. I think you need to, like, Dame can only give you what Dame can do. You know what I mean? Because Dame is, in my opinion, he's limited because of his size. He's limited. You know, so Dame can only give you what Dame can give you. Sometimes you might need more than what a player can do. You know what I mean? They might take away what Dame can do. Dame is only good at that long distance. You know, that the logo threes, but he don't really run your off. You can't. You know what I mean? He's not gonna set your offense up. You might have a game where you just need Dame to take over that point guard position and be a threat to score instead of being like a one option or a two option. But he don't bring that to the table.
Go ahead, Clay.
I'll say this.
You go ahead.
I'll say this. Depending on the matchups, Cleveland better hope they don't get Milwaukee early.
Yeah.
Yes. And I'm going to say I wouldn't be surprised to see Milwaukee in the Eastern Conference Finals going against the Celtics, but it just depends on the matchups and how they fall.
Yeah.
I think Dame, when you used to being the best player on your team all the time, the adjustment, like Clayton just said, I think the adjustment when you come to a team and you're not the best player anymore, you have to defer. You know what I'm saying? You have to defer. You know what I'm saying? And I think Dame, even going back when he was in school, what's that? Weber State.
Weber State.
Going to Weber State, then out Portland. He was always the one. And now you come to Milwaukee, you were the MVP, one of the top players in the league. You got to defer to him.
Yeah, I think he has to defer to Giannis, number one.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I think Dame has to Dame has to be on his team what Jaylen Brown is on the Celtics. Jaylen Brown, in my opinion, Jaylen Brown can play defense. Like when the team need tough defense, he can do that. But when the team need a three, he can do that. When they need, Jaylen Brown is more versatile.
Yeah.
So if you take something away from the Celtics, Jaylen Brown, he can do so many things so well that Jaylen Brown still can be effective, even if he's not scoring that night. And Dame is not that.
No, he's not that. No,
but I don't think Milwaukee is structured where Dame has to be that. I don't think that.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, they're not set up where Dame got to be like, you know what I mean, a jack of all trades, so to speak.
No, yeah.
So all right, so that's what I'm saying. All right, so if Dame is not going to be a jack of all trade, right? And that's what comes from being a professional and from being a leader. You got to give the team what the team need, not just what you can do, unless you have those other pieces around you. And see, and that goes to my point. Even Doc Rivers said about what's the guy, James Harden. You know what James Harden going to do, you know what I mean? Because he do what he do all year long. But sometimes in the playoffs, you need him to be able to do other things. And that's why if somebody can take what you do and then you're going to shoot a whole bunch of threes, and he had some horrible playoff games, James Harden did. You know what I mean? So, but if James Harden brought something else to the team, if he was more, Doc Rivers always said that. If James Harden can do other things besides that, once you take that away from him, he's not effective.
So let me ask you this about James Harden. Let's stay right here. Let me ask both of y'all this. Do you think James Harden has lost a step or two, or do you think James Harden is being coached different, or both?
I think he's lost something. You got to look at all them years, all the miles, all that dribbling, all that going one-on-one, all that. It's at some point it's taking its toll on him. Yeah. I don't think he's the same player no more.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Yeah, I don't think so either. And I do think that Tyronn Lue is coaching them different too.
I think so. Yeah, and I think probably out of necessity though, Tom.
Right, that's right.
Yeah, he coaching them different. And then you got to think, you had these guys they so athletic. Like you can always put a two guard on James Harden that's bigger and longer. And then when he get past his man, he still got to go up against another.
What we were just talking about with Dame, even though Kawhi is nowhere near the Kawhi, James Harden knows that everything being equal, he not better than Kawhi. You feel? And Kawhi got a championship.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Got 3 titles. So it might be like, well, you know, if Kawhi's here and he's playing, I'm not going to be like you say out there dribbling, taking all these shots and all that and this, you know. So, but the thing about that, man, a couple of weeks ago, where I was watching James Harden, it was highlights and stuff. They had beat somebody, and I was like, damn, you don't even really hear James Harden like bring out like you used to. And I'm like, is that because he's getting coached different, or you know what I mean, he done lost a step or two?
Yeah, I don't think he's the same player.
Yeah. I don't think
the same in my opinion either. I think he but
yeah,
it was
like you said, it been because like you say, man, like all that dribbling, all them shots and stuff when he was here. And that might have been like a 5-year run where he was like, he was lights out, man. Averaging 35 a game, man. Yeah, he was lights out, man. But
hey, who came into the league first, James Harden or Steph Curry?
I know James Harden came in with Kawhi. So I think it was Curry. I think Curry came in 09, and I think Harden came in 10.
He came in 11.
He came in 11?
11, yeah.
And, he came in and whenever Blake Griffin was the number 1 pick, that's when Steph came. Right. Yeah, whatever year that is, yeah.
So if Steph Curry came in at 9 and then Harden came in at 11, why do you think now that Steph Curry is so much more effective at least on the offensive end than
Go ahead, you want to answer that, Clay?
Than Harden?
Yeah. Different
style of play. Steph Curry, man, he's more efficient. Like he's not, he wasn't the team around him, the way they played, he come off screens. he can dribble the ball and everything, but it wasn't the same kind of thing that Harden does. Yeah.
Being able to play without the ball.
Play without the ball. He played. Harden can't seem to do that.
Yeah, right. That's right. That's right. Harden can't play off the ball. Is a, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. So I don't know. I just think so. Yeah. I think though. I think in the East and the West gonna be interesting.
Yeah, both sides gonna be nice, man. Both playoff, you know what I mean? Especially like they was talking about the potential matchups in the second round on both sides. They say, man, you'd had some crazy matchups like in second round if everything go the way they like, if they stay the way they are and the teams you expect to win. Like when they get to the second round in the East and in the West, they say it's gonna be some crazy matchups, man. Yeah.
It'll be fun to watch. It definitely be fun to watch to see the usual suspects get back there. But the road travel is going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, it is.
But I still expect the usual suspects to be there at the end of the day.
That's probably what it's going to be. And that's probably what it's going to be. Yeah, the regulars going to be there at the end. Yep.
So, Clay, you leaning towards Denver in the West?
Yeah, I am. Yep, I am.
That ain't a bad, you know.
Yeah, that ain't a bad.
And listen, and I love what Shea doing. I mean, this kid averaging 32 a game.
Yeah.
Right? That's crazy.
Damn. I know he's doing something that only
wheeling and dealing.
He does that only Jordan, Kobe, and Harden did. He like the fourth guard to do this. And I think they say have 40, 20-point games or something.
Yeah, he had a lot. Yeah.
Games in the season. Crazy.
Trust me, it'd be fun to see him, advance. I'm just not sold. I just feel like once it comes down to playoff time, having an elite center like that's in the MVP conversation with those guys around him, and we know what Jamal Murray does once the playoffs start. Yeah. This guy he goes into a different mode.
You got more faith in Jamal than I do. I just don't think he's healthy. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think he's healthy.
Well,
that could affect. You know what I'm saying? His play.
Well, let's say if he's healthy. I just know how he plays in the postseason. So I got more faith in them. Like I said, that center position is serious, man. So many teams don't have one.
Was it Minnesota that beat them? It was Minnesota beat them last year in the playoffs.
Yeah, but they had Rudy and they had Cat, that big front line. And they was a mirror image of Denver. The same guy that put Denver together put Minnesota together. So they was almost put together in order to beat them. But they lost so much,
them having them two bigs definitely made a difference.
Yeah, it made a big difference. Yeah. And in the East, like I said, Boston doing all this damage. They in second, but they doing all this damage and they ain't got the unicorn. So just imagine once he come back.
Yeah.
And they've been missing Drew Holiday throughout the season.
Yeah. What's up with him? What happened with Drew?
He back now, but he has some kind of injury or something.
Yeah.
So that's another thing. Yeah.
Because of that, they had Pritchard in there though, right?
Yeah.
So because they had Pritchard in there, Pritchard is a pretty good backup guard.
Yeah, but he ain't Drew.
No.
Yeah, but I feel you.
No, he ain't him.
Yeah. No, he's not Drew Holiday. If you're looking for somebody who gonna run your offense and get, you know what I mean?
Hold up, man. Time out. Before we go off, man. Did y'all hear Brandon Jennings, man? Because he be on that Gilbert Arenas show.
Yeah.
Dude, Brandon Jennings up there saying, man, he's better than Drew Holiday, man. And I say, Brandon, brother, you got to stop bringing your high school stats. you got to stop bringing them with you to the table, man. You know what I mean? I say, you got to cut that out, man. I say, man, I'm like, no way, at no time. Now, I'm talking about since NBA. I don't even know where Drew Holiday went to high school at or nothing like that, right? I say, but in no time and nowhere when y'all was both professionals, man, that you was better than Drew Holiday, man. I say, man, you gotta stop that, man, because he was doing some outlandish stuff,
I
man.
seen Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday was a beast in high school.
Really?
Yeah. Oh
I ain't familiar. I ain't familiar when he was in school.
Yeah,
Man.
Drew
But
Holiday was that
what's
deal.
the name? He's saying some crazy stuff, man. That he was the best
I
guard
don't
to go down Oak Hill. And
Yeah, Drew. I mean, Brandon Jennings, man. I don't know. He gonna cause some of these podcasts to start drug testing. That was a crazy statement.
He's saying some crazy stuff, man.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Man, never was he better than Drew Holiday, man. I'm like, man, come on, man.
Yeah.
But
Did y'all catch Stephen? Did y'all catch Stephen A. on Gills?
Oh yeah, I did. Now,
Man,
you
they
know
gave
what?
Stephen A. Look, Kenya Mark was talking all that shit. They gave Stephen A. the royal treatment.
They rolled out the carpet for him.
Man, they had the chicks throwing flowers like he was Prince Hakeem from Zumunga. They was throwing petals.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you this, right?
That's crazy. Yeah.
And it's not Stephen A., but he's the biggest one, right?
Yeah.
I think Stephen A. and Skip Bayless, you want to throw him in there. Them guys think that the people that's reporting on the sport are just as big as stars as the ones they're reporting on. And they not.
Right.
It don't matter how I report, how articulate I am, and how I'm in touch with the game. I ain't gonna be bigger than LeBron or Jordan or Bird or Magic. I'm just reporting on it. You understand? Guys tend to think that they're just as relevant or just as big of a star than the guys that they're reporting on, man. And I think that's where that line get blurred for a lot of people.
Yeah, well, Stephen A. believes his cachet is on par. Not with LeBron, but he believes he's bigger than most of them dudes in the league, football, everything, because of all he's everywhere now.
Yeah.
You know, he's the face. So unfortunately, we live in a time now that the television personality and the opinionists, they becoming stars. They becoming stars
anymore. Like you say, they're like they're like what you just you call it something else. Damn, Clayton, I can't think of the word, but you said it before one time. They're like personalities.
Yeah, they personalities, characters, opinionists. Yeah,
personalities now, man. So yeah.
So yeah, man. But I just thought that was funny though. I knew Mike caught it when he was on Gills.
Steve, hey, he talked so much stuff on that show, Gilbert Arenas, right?
Yes, he did. Mm-hmm.
You know, like if it wasn't for somebody holding him back, he would have whipped LeBron ass. I mean, that's how he was talking.
That's how he was carrying it, like, you know, he was carrying it like,
like LeBron was lucky.
Yeah. See, I was with my agent, and then I was with the guy from Curb Enthusiast. I wasn't gonna do that there.
Yeah.
See, man,
that was funny.
That dude Nick Wright said this, man. Sometimes, man, you gotta hold the L sometimes. Just like if you're a player, just like in life. You know what I'm saying, man? I gotta take that L. I gotta carry it. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Keep it. You know what I'm saying? But he trying to justify. Now, you had a whole bunch of time to say that back to LeBron. I ain't see him say nothing to LeBron. No. He ain't even like be dismissive. He ain't even be dismissive. Like, man, I ain't trying to hear that shit. He ain't even do that. No. You know what I'm saying? But now he trying to say, you know, like Clayton said, he had his pastor there. And he had his pastor there and shit, so he couldn't say it. Yeah, man, like
that's crazy.
Yeah, man.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Man. That was crazy. But yeah, man, we coming up on 2 hours, Jack.
Yeah, man. Yeah, good show, man. Good show, man. Yeah, I'm glad, man, I can get with y'all on Saturdays, man, because you know I be working on Sundays, man. So I'm glad y'all do this on Saturday, man, so I can chime in, man.
Yeah. We glad. Well, at least I can speak for myself. I'm glad you can chime in too.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Like the highlight of my weekend, boy. I'm telling you, man. It's like the highlight of my weekend, man. But man.
All right, Mike. I see you inching up to that 10K.
I know, man.
Everybody out there watching, man. Come on, help my man get to that 10K. Like, subscribe, man. Help him out. You know?
No doubt. Definitely.
You don't
like
need about 30 more subs. Come on.
Yeah, I think it's like 25, 26.
26 more subs. Come on, y'all.
Yeah, man.
Get the clicking over that motherfucker.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
Go to like, subscribe. Yeah, I appreciate MMC3 for the for the
Definitely
participation in the chat.
Yeah.
And, yeah, man. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 11 a.m.
Gosh, I hope something happened today in sports.
Yeah.
Well, they got them college, like the college tournament.
Okay.
Games, I think.
Yeah.
College tournament championship game.
And then anything can happen in NFL free agency. Some breaking news might jump off.
Man,
Somebody might sign.
Real quick, you know, they salary cap then went up. So they got to spend that bread. So teams, man, spending that money, man.
Real quick, what y'all think about D-Hop coming to Baltimore?
I don't know if that's gonna move the needle because he up in,
He been using that good soap for a minute, man. He been using that good soap for a minute. So
that was you in the group chat that said that. Okay.
He been using that good soap for a minute, man. He's squeaky clean. They all washed up now. He's squeaky clean.
Yeah. I don't think that's gonna move the needle though.
Nah.
And that's not an area that they need to address the defensive side of the ball. They offensive is all right. They offensive is okay.
Man, the Ravens need a bookend defensive end that can put pressure on the quarterback without the blitz. That's what they really need.
They're gonna need a kicker, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean?
They gonna draft a place kicker too. You know what
they're gonna need a field goal kicker back because
did you see
the gun jack?
Did you guys see that Philly lost one of their O-linemen? He's gone to
Shit. Philly done lost a few people, Clay.
He gone to the Chargers, the O-lineman.
They lost Slade. Darius Slade, I think he signed with the Steelers, I think. He lost a couple, but man, they so deep. And
they deep though, really deep.
Yeah, and they draft well, man. So they say we gonna but they lost a few. They lost a few.
Really just reloading anyway, though. You know what I mean? They just basically reload.
Well, their offensive line and defensive line was ridiculous. Both sides of it was ridiculous. So they lost Jason. They lost Jason Kelsey. They lost Jason Kelsey at center and didn't skip a beat. So come on.
Right.
And that's your signal caller, you know? So
yeah.
Anyway.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Well,
yeah, man. Appreciate y'all. And we'll be back tomorrow at 11 a.m.
Y'all fellas have a good evening. Everybody watching, salute.
Respect. Y'all later.
Yeah. All right, man. That's it. Everybody, make sure to like and subscribe. Tune in tomorrow at 11 a.m. and we will be back with more great content. And we are out. Peace.